Okay, I'm now going to do some detail of the thread. That's actually fine, what I was talking about there. That's all fine what I've done. It sits, because it's been sectioned, that's correct, and I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. The thread it's a M16 bolt, okay, so that's 16mm in there. When you're doing the threaded part, which is a wee bit here, is to be 0.1 of the diameter, okay. Also, the threaded part is 30mm long. Okay, so if we mark from the top, it says here, from the top of this down to the bottom of the bolt itself is 60mm. So if we measure down 60 from here, takes us to there. And the threaded part is 1.6mm, so it's, I mean, that's obviously quite a tough thing to measure, but I'll just go just short of 2mm. That's where you mark it. So the thread runs up 30mm, so it runs to there. So that's the top of the threaded part there. Okay. So just mark this in. Don't show hidden detail here, so we'll see a thread there, we'll see a thread there, see a thread there, and we'll see a thread there. Okay, and then on the bottom we have a sort of curved part. I'm just going to sketch in a wee line there just to help me. This is an estimated wee curved part like this, okay, a couple of millimetres down. Now, when you section anything, you don't ever show any sectioning on bolts or pins or anything of the sort, so we're not going to be showing any sectioning on that at all. Right, okay, we're pretty much done on the basics of that. What we need to do now is just show where it's been sectioned. One wee extra bit I need to do, if you're cutting through there, okay, then what you're going to see is, you're going to see that bit, that thin bit, and then that thick bit there, okay, and it's only the thin bit that's actually getting sectioned. So if I project down that bit, okay, it's only really that bit there that's going to be sectioned. That'll be sectioned as part of all this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hatch this area all the way into there. This area here, I'm not going to touch the pin, and then we'll hatch the bush as well. 45 set square for this. And off we go. Section showing that this has been cut here. Spread out your hatch lines equally. Rule of thumb is about 5mm apart. If you want to be precise, you could measure 5mm all the way down. It's probably a good idea, to be honest, but just gone a bit off there. It's not great. Never mind. Just keep going just now. So this is all sectioned. The other thing we don't show any sectioning lines on or hatching on is webs. Okay, and we would describe that wee bit there as a web. Okay, it's a sort of supporting point on the thing. So just these will be sort of consistently wrong there, if you know what I mean. I'll just keep going just now, all the way along, showing what's sectioned. Now the important thing about British Standard sectioning is you space it approximately 5mm. If you're doing something a bit smaller, then you can bring in the distance, shorten the distance a wee bit. when you come to parts, and I'll show you this in a minute, when you come to parts that are next to each other and they're separate parts, then you must section in the opposite direction, and it must not join on, the lines must not join on to create a sort of herringbone pattern. I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. You should know that already, but just to reinforce it with you. Okay, so that's that section done. So the bush in the middle, so I don't go in this direction, I have to change direction, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller, and I'm going to make sure that the lines don't line up with any of the lines here. So there should be what we call an offset. I'm making these a bit smaller as well. And as you make them smaller, I mean, you might get one line that lines up, you know, that's not the end of the world. But you make a conscious effort not to line up lines, because otherwise it looks as if it's part of the same thing, and it looks horrible basically. Okay, so that's that section. You can see quite clearly they are two separate things. The last thing to do is to section the platform, because that gets cut right through the middle as well, so you don't really need to worry too much about direction here, because it's miles away from anything. So we just choose whatever we want to do here basically. Just keep going, it's almost there. I mean, if this was in your exam, you take a bit of time just to go around your outlines, just make sure everything's nice and clear. So I'll just do that myself here quickly, around there like that. Just make sure there's a clear difference between outlines and projection lines. Yep, and that's us pretty much done for that there. Okay, so that's it. The first part done.